Welcome to today's talk session on the mindset for the pen, building the right attitude towards the launch of your Christian book. If you are new to this YouTube channel, please kindly hit the subscribe button so that you'll be notified when we make new video like this one. Thank you. Alright, let's get right into today's talk session. Recall that in our first episode in the mindset for the pen, I mentioned that the moment you decide to take writing your Christian book as a project, that single decision conditions your mind to know that you're in for serious business and not just a walk in the park. Today we'll be looking at an important detail that is also very crucial in launching your Christian book, and that is timing. The time factor is very important in any project that you are about to take, whether it's writing or launching your Christian book. The time factor cannot be overlooked. So if you're just starting out writing that book or you're already on it, then you need to know that time is one of the most valuable resources you have in any project, and so it would be really bad to waste time or to be negligent about time. So scheduling, setting priorities is one of the ways you can maximize time in any project that you embark on. So the question now is, how do we apply time? How do we apply time factor or time management in our book project? Applying time management in your book project is you sitting down to craft a realistic timeline. Okay, you're sitting down to craft a realistic timeline for the completion of the individual processes or elements that leads to the completion of your book. Okay, so we apply time management to our book project by sitting down to craft a realistic timeline. There's a lot of things that goes into crafting a realistic timeline, okay, and we're going to get to that very soon. So you're crafting a realistic timeline for the completion of the individual element that leads to the completion of your book. And on every book project I embark on, I usually go through 6 steps, which are pre-writing. Pre-writing is where my brainstorming, free writing, and then putting the pieces together takes place. Then I go into the actual writing. This is where I'm writing with a certain level of direction and certainty. Then I go into editing. This is where I am. Okay, I revise firstly. That's the third step I go through. I revise my work, then I edit my work. This is when I'm fine-tuning my entire manuscript line by line. Where I do it myself, I hire a professional editor. But I always recommend hiring a professional editor to edit your manuscript. Then I would publish and market if I'm looking at selling my book. So what you want to do is that you've crafted a realistic timeline, then you want to put that realistic timeline into each and every one of these 6 steps: pre-writing, writing, revision, editing, publishing, and marketing. So you want to start off by adding a realistic timeline in each of these steps. Say for example, I want to write a book. The first thing I want to do is I want to pre-write. And this is where I brainstorm, like I said, and I try to put the pieces together, trying to see what I want to get out of this story. And let's say I start pre-writing on the 4th of September and I end my pre-writing on the 18th of September. That's 2 weeks frame. So that is me setting a timeline. I'm going to start on the 4th of September and I'm going to end on the 18th of September. So before you move to your next step, you want to take a break in between. Okay, then I go to actual writing, which I might say, okay, I want to start on the 22nd and end on the 22nd of October. I'm starting on 22nd of September and I'm ending on the 22nd of October. That is in a month time. Then what you want to do, remember we are talking on how to apply time factor in your book project. Then after crafting your realistic timeline into every of the steps involved in your book project, the next thing you want to do is you want to tag those dates on your calendar, or you want to put them out on sticky notes, or you want to set alarm if need be, okay, to keep you in check of those times. So it goes on like that throughout your book writing journey, and I recommend that you set your timelines before you start writing. And if you started writing already, you can still incorporate timelines in your book project. So there's a whole lot of things that goes into setting realistic timeline for your book project. But one of the basics is, maybe we'll do that in some other video. One of the basics is set something that works with you. Do not be under pressure to say I want to finish the book in 3 months. Just stick with your something that works with you, something that is convenient around your schedule. Now, like I always do, let's look at 3 examples of people that applied the time factor, time management in their assignments in the Holy Book. So let's look at it. Daniel. Daniel made a proposal with the prince of the eunuch to put him and his friend on a diet of pulse and water for 10 days. So he did not just say, Prince of the Eunuch, allow us to just eat pulse. He said, put us on check for 10 days. Another person that applied time management in their assignment is Esther. So Queen Esther called on the Jews and her maids to go on a fast, after which she would go to the king after 3 days, right? And then yeah, Jesus told the Jews, he also told his disciples, destroy this temple and I'll raise it up in 3 days. So one of the beautiful things about setting timelines generally, okay, even in writing your Christian book, launching your Christian book, is that it allows you express your faith in God to get you over, to get you through that assignment. Another amazing thing setting timeline does in any project you embark on as a Christian is that it places a demand on the power of God that is at work in you. So there is a power at work in you, and so when you set timelines, it places a demand on the power of God at work in you. And God is not about to fail. So I believe that every child of God want to experience these things that I just talked about, expressing your faith in God to get you through a particular assignment and placing a demand on the power of God that is at work in you. So get to work today, set realistic timelines, and stick to it. Thank you for staying with me on today's talk session. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you in the next.